The word hydrogen always comes up when we talk about energy transition or decarbonization. Is it really going to save the world, or is it just another hype? Well, the reason why hydrogen is so interesting is because it can potentially replace all the fossil fuels we're using today. Hydrogen has an energy content that is more than 2 times that of natural gas, and the only product of combustion is water. Imagine driving a car that is fueled with hydrogen instead of gasoline, and the only emission from your tailpipe is pure drinkable water instead of these nasty fumes. Well, this is not a dream. So is hydrogen the ultimate solution? Well, let's set things straight. Hydrogen cannot solve all our problems. It's not one-fit-all solution type of thing. But it can play an important role in decarbonization. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, but on Earth it's not directly available. There are no hydrogen mines or reservoirs. We have to produce it from other sources. For example, water, where hydrogen is one of the 2 compounds together with oxygen, or from hydrocarbons. It's important to understand that because hydrogen is just an energy carrier, not a primary source, its impact on the environment depends on the method of production. So we can truly talk of carbon-free hydrogen only if we produce it from water and using renewable electricity, or at least carbon-free electricity. So one of the arguments against hydrogen is that if we use electricity to produce hydrogen, we lose some energy in the way because the process is not 100% efficient. And then if we convert hydrogen back to electricity later, we also lose some more energy here. So wouldn't it be more convenient to use the renewable electricity directly to power our cars, our homes, our industry, etc.? Well, this is certainly true in many circumstances. We cannot just take electrification out of the picture. That is an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to decarbonization. Hydrogen and electrification have to work hand in hand. They have to be 2 parallel solutions to this problem. There are cases where producing hydrogen can be more convenient, even at the cost of losing some energy in the way. Think, for example, of those industrial processes where electrification is not a feasible or an efficient solution. Or think of long-haul transportation, heavy vehicles like trucks, trains, ships, airplanes. Autonomy and charging time are still severely limiting factors for battery technologies. Another example is if we need energy in a remote off-grid location, then it's better to ship tanks of compressed or liquefied hydrogen rather than tons of batteries. Hydrogen finds a sweet spot also in those applications where power generation that is reliable is of utmost importance, like hospitals, some military applications, data centers. Here, fuel cells powered by hydrogen can become a secure, uninterrupted source of power. So the key here to understand is that there is no silver bullet. We cannot limit ourselves to just one solution to replace all our fossil fuels. We can talk of hydrogen and electrification at the same time as 2 complementary solutions. Investing in hydrogen doesn't mean stopping investing in battery technologies or electrical infrastructures. And like all the solutions, there is also a transition phase because nowadays hydrogen is mainly produced from natural gas, which is a process that doesn't eliminate our dependence on fossil fuels nor our impact on the climate. But a temporary compromise could be to couple this process of producing hydrogen from natural gas with carbon capture and storage. In this way, at least we can capture and store away the CO2 that is produced. And we can still have a fairly cheap hydrogen that is carbon-free. So this can be a temporary solution that gives us some time to invest in better hydrogen infrastructures. Another scenario worth mentioning is the use of hydrogen in maritime and aviation sectors. Here, large ports or large airports around the world could become hydrogen production hubs, localized in specific locations while we wait for a more widespread hydrogen infrastructure all around the globe. And last but not least, hydrogen can also be the precursor of other energy carriers like renewable methane or methanol, which can also play an important role in the decarbonization. In conclusions, let's not make hydrogen just a buzzword. It's important to understand how hydrogen can be produced, stored, distributed, and utilized so that we can take the best decisions and determine what are the best applications. If we understand how, when, and where it makes sense to use hydrogen, we have solved at least one piece of this big, complex puzzle.